Oh my god, I haven't posted on this channel for a long while. Anyways, today I got a little story for you guys, because the reason why I haven't been posting on this channel for a while is because this channel, yes, this channel right here, got leaked by my school. So sit down, grab some snacks and drinks, and listen to the story about the one time my school found out about my YouTube channel. And before you guys say, no, this isn't one of those fake little story times by those corny Roblox ranters who just lie about everything. No, this story actually happened. So this takes place around early April of this year. Me and a couple of my friends were chilling in our advisory class, which is the class period we have before our first hour. We were talking about jobs, and one of my friends said that I didn't have a job. Then the friend who was sitting next to me, who we'll call Peter Griffin, said, but he's a YouTuber, or something along those lines. And my heart sank to the bottom of my ass cheeks, bro, because I didn't want anybody in our school but my close friends finding out about this information, and Peter Griffin was one of my closest friends. So I quickly denied it by lying and saying I didn't have a YouTube channel. But after Peter Griffin showed 3 of my friends my channel page, I knew it was wraps from now on. And then they found the channel. I was cooked. Now, if you're a subscriber of this channel, you would know that my content isn't really that bad, but I didn't want anybody at my school making fun of me for it, and or treating me differently in the hallways and or in my classrooms just because I was a YouTuber. So then around what feels like 20 minutes later, the bell finally rang, and I finally got a break from that whole drama in my advisory. Now, one of those 3 friends that Peter Griffin showed my channel page to, we're gonna call him Alvin from Alvin and the Chipmunks because he's really short. Apparently, he was watching one of my videos in his first hour class, but I didn't find out until my 3rd hour global studies came around. And that class is a whole nother video for a whole nother day. But long story short, my global studies has some of the most unlikable, annoying, and insufferable idiots I've ever met in my entire life. One of my classmates from my global studies was in Alvin's first hour class, and he saw Alvin watch one of my YouTube videos, and he instantly recognized it because apparently he knew about my channel 2 years ago. I think I showed it to him or something, I'm not sure. But anyways, I basically told him to not tell anybody else, and he said okay. A few minutes later, he's over here showing all of his friends in that class my YouTube channel. Now, we're gonna call this dude Eli. So during that time, I approached him and I was like, yo bro, why'd you do that? I told you to keep it a secret. I think he did this out of appreciation because he said that my videos are really good, but I'm not too sure if that's true or not. But 2 of Eli's friends, who we're gonna call Beavis and Butthead for the purpose of this video, they were over here giggling and making jokes about it. Now, I had my history with Beavis and Butthead, which I'll talk about in that future global studies video, but especially Beavis was over here dying laughing at his spot, and I just gave him that one death stare. So I did what any normal civilian would do, and I told the teacher on all of them. And this pussy ass teacher, who we're gonna call Kyle's mom, because like Eric Cartman always said, Kyle's mom is a stupid bitch. And then Kyle's mom didn't do anything about the situation at all, like the useless teacher she is. And just like all the other characters I talked about in this video, I'ma save her for that future global studies video. Because oh boy, I got a shit ton of things I wanna say about the teacher. The most this bitch-ming teacher did was send everybody, including me, back to our seats. And once in a while, she usually does this thing called flexible seating, where we could basically sit wherever we want, but she didn't allow that because of the situation that was going on. But that technically made things worse because Beavis and Butthead were over here looking and laughing at each other, while the most I could do was just sit there and put my head down like a good little boy. So after all that in my 3rd hour, I eventually went to my 4th hour math class, which had some of the biggest trolls to ever exist. My 4th hour math class was the best class I was in, but that day was the exception because half of my math classmates were from my 3rd hour global studies, and everybody in my 3rd hour global studies found out about my channel. Yeah, I was fucked. So then these niggas decided to turn into Paul Revere, telling everybody in my math class about my channel. So during passing time, one of the kids from my math class pulled up one of my YouTube videos on his Chromebook, and he started playing it at full volume for everybody in the room to hear. Luckily, when class officially started, my math teacher had Go Guardian on and wouldn't remove it on our Chromebooks unless we got our work done, so nobody during the actual class period pulled up my YouTube channel. Till a few days later. Now in my school, all the kids in the oldest grade of my school had to do this little 3-month-long project called Capstone, where it's basically a thing where you have to help with the community or some bullshit like that. And that day, we had to make our slides for our capstone project. Now this was also the day my math teacher didn't have GoGuardian now, which means students in that class can go on whatever website they wanted. So now all of a sudden, kids from my math class were pulling up my YouTube channel and putting my videos on full volume, trying to rage bait me. And not gonna lie, it worked. I legit had to watch one of the kids' Chromebooks like I was the teacher watching him do work, so that way he wouldn't pull up my videos again. And now, why didn't my math teacher do anything about it? It's because he was one of the go-to chill teachers who wanted to be friendly with everybody. So I went up to him and I was like, can you make these kids stop teasing me about my channel? And then he told me, if you want kids to stop teasing you about your channel, you're gonna have to delete all the videos. And that's what I did. Well, not exactly. I privated all of them, but same thing. After I went home and privated all my videos, things calmed down after that because people assumed I deleted my channel, which I really didn't. So the whole drama about me and my channel kind of fizzled out for a little bit. But during that time frame between that day and the rest of the school year, this one kid who we're gonna call Matt kept on shouting my YouTube username whenever he saw me. He was like, yo, Awesome YT, what's up, Awesome YT? So every time I saw Matt in the halls, I made sure I avoided him like the fucking plague. But then Friday, June 5th hit, aka the last day of school. So as soon as I got off the bus on the last day of school, I went straight home and unprivated all my YouTube videos, which meant I survived the school year. Also, Peter Griffin apologized for his actions because after I told him how big the situation got, he later apologized. So that's a W, bro, right there. And it was only this channel that got leaked, not my second one, which will be linked down in the comments and description down below. And that's where I'm gonna end the story time for today. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to this channel as well as my second channel, which will be in the comments and description down below. Also, go follow me on my TikTok and Twitter, which will also be in the comments and description down below. This has been awesome, and adios, amigos.